Good morning, everyone. Ron Bay Jr. here. And this is another update on my book, Pondering God. So the book's been published. I published the book in 2022 after about 15 years of writing down my ponderings of God from various sources and lessons of life and just my daily walk with the Lord and how He's changed my life and changed who I am as a person. And that was in 2022. And that was about a 40 plus years of my faith experience, from being someone who didn't know who the Lord was to someone now that's been in my faith for a long time. So after the book was published, many people told me that they prefer to absorb books via the audio version. So they have audiobooks that they upload on their devices. And they'll listen to the book off their laptops, or they'll listen to it in a car as they're driving on a trip, or maybe on their daily commute. And they suggested that since I had a voice that would be good for radio and also a face that's good for radio, that's a different story, that maybe I ought to try an audiobook version of my books. And so I thought that might work really well for this one, because this book is written in short chapters. Most of the chapters are 2 pages, and they're just my thoughts on a particular topic that happened to be in my mind and heart at the time. And so it would work well for an audiobook version. And if you think of the chapters, the ones I've published so far, they're averaging about 2.5 to 3 minutes per chapter. Some of them go up to as much as 7 or 8 minutes, but most of them are shorter chapters, which is perfect for a daily devotional. So I'm at chapter 30, published this morning, and that's 1/6 of the way through the book. So I have a lot of work ahead of me, which means I have 150 chapters left, if you know your math. And so if you don't want to buy the book, which is available on Amazon, if you go to Amazon and type in either Pondering God or my name, Ron Bay Jr., you'll find the book, and you could have that for yourself. Or if you want an audiobook version and you want to do it a chapter at a time, you can click on my YouTube channel. If you type in Pondering God in YouTube, you'll find me there. And the great thing about the YouTube channel is it's free. You don't have to pay a dime for it. So why is my book different, or who's it for? I've thought of those questions. And I don't, most authors, you're told as you're writing a book, you need to know your audience before you even publish the book. And I've always had a hard time figuring that out. I think because I've been a reader ever since I was a little kid, and I've absorbed all kinds of books at all different ages. And so I don't really know who my audience is. Is it someone that has been a Christian for a long time? Many people that have shared their thoughts on my book are those kinds of people, and they've told me that my writings have inspired them and encouraged them. So that's good. Is it for someone that is new in their faith, brand new Christian? Yeah, I think this would be very helpful for them if they read this book. It would help give them insight on God's word that maybe they haven't come to the point yet, and inspire them to think of things a different way, give them a different perspective. Is it for someone that has never even taken that step of faith, that is not a Christian today? Yes, I think this would be good for them too, because I was in their shoes once. I was on the outside looking in. I didn't know who Jesus was. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who God was. And so I had a perspective then that comes out in my writings in this book. So here's my encouragement to you. Whether you're any of those three or somewhere in between all of those three, and you're curious, and you want to read some of the things that I've written, there's different ways to get that information. One is I have a blog post, and it's titled Pondering God. You can find me on WordPress, but you can also buy the book Pondering God, which I showed you a little bit earlier. If you go to Amazon and type in my name, Ron Bay Jr., or Pondering God, you'll find it there. It's $19.99, which that's not a ton of money. So you can do that. Or if you don't want to do that and you want to hear me speak about or read those chapters in an audiobook format, then I would suggest you go to YouTube and type in Pondering God there, and you'll find me. And good, like I said before, that this audiobook version is free. Now, the drawback to that is you have to wait to get the whole book. It's going to take some time for me to publish all the chapters, but it's great for daily devotionals, and I think you'll find it inspirational for you and insightful for you, the things that I've written. Some of the things I've written are humorous. Some of them are stories, my stories. Some of them are made up stories from God's Word. Just a variety of different ways that I've been inspired by God. So there you go. And I think what makes Pondering God really different is it's not written by someone that's famous. It's not written by a theologian. It's written by a common man, me. And I think that's why it will be very relatable to you. So thank you all for listening, and look forward to more of these Pondering God episodes coming up. Thank you.